Yo, what up? So y'all know what it is. Another Wednesday night. Time to get it popping. Wait for my guy Prez to log in so we can get started. What's going on, everybody? Everybody good out there in the world? Waiting for my guy Prez to pop up. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Y'all know what it is. Wednesday night, it's the boys club. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. We are here, we are live. Tell your friends to tell a friend. Share the live. Let's get as many people in the room and enjoy this conversation. We will be taking questions shortly. So, everybody's logged in. We're waiting for everybody to get in the room, and then we can get started. So let me log my guy Prez. There you go.
Yo,
What's up,
yo.
my dude?
What up, what up, what up?
Today's a good day, Sean.
Today's a great day.
It
How you
is.
feeling, Rich?
It is. It's a good day, man. It's a good fucking day.
This is what, 4 years in the making today?
Yep, 4 years in the making, bro. 4 years of going back and forth. 4 years of all the bullshit, right?
Okay, before we get started, let's let everybody know. Did you do the intro?
Yep, I did the intro. Yo, once again, I'm gonna tell y'all, tell a friend to tell a friend. We here, we on live. The Boys Club, you know what we do every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Share this live, let everybody know where we at so we can get it popping.
Okay. Rich, it's Wednesday night. You know how we do. We open it with I see my cousin Ashley in here. Ash, what up? I got my glasses on so I can actually read tonight. Read some of these comments. They be going so quick though. So let me focus on what we do. But it's a lot going on in the news, but I'm only gonna pull one thing going on in the news because we are so backlogged in women who are sending us questions week over week. And I keep promising them we're going to get to it. So tonight we're going to focus on it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so only thing I want to touch on is Tristan Thompson. Turns out his baby mother wants $47,000 a month in child support. And I wasn't even going to touch this. I was going to get right into the questions, but you inspired me to touch this. So let's talk about Tristan Thompson. Is there you can answer a quick no and then we can segue, but is there any reason on God's green earth that this woman should be getting $47,000 a month?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. When the system puts people like that and does things like that, you are as a system, you are failing the male. You're failing the non-custodial parent. Let's say that. You're failing that person to take, and I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how much money you make. There is a cap on what a person should be able to earn without actually doing the work. What can you justify putting it in paper? If a person said to you, put down in paper for $47,000, what exactly are you going to do with that $47,000? Help me understand. Ain't no Catholic school, ain't no piano lessons, soccer, football, golf, dancing, whatever the case may be, trips to fucking Dubai, trips to Hawaii, timeshare, home. Come on. $47,000 a month equates to about $560 something a year. So you're $500,000 a year. You've just, because you have a baby, have moved yourself into the top 1 percentile of income for American workers. That's insane. That's $47,000 a month times 10 is $470. Add another 94 to that. That's stupid. That's $564. And it's tax-free. So $564 is tax-free. It's really closer to 1.1. sense.
I
Make
mean,
it
it
make
ain't
sense.
nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing in no way that we can make it make sense. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Here's the deal, because I want to first preface it by saying this, right? I'm a strong supporter of child support, whether the parent who earns more is the male or the parent who earns more is the female. Um, Pay your child support. I'm with that 5 million%. These astronomical numbers, they're disgusting. And you can't make it make sense. So let's close this out because it's boring to me.
Hold on, real quick.
I want to go
Real
ahead.
quick. Just so y'all know that it's not about the man giving the money. I feel Kelly Clarkson's dude is a piece of shit too. Kelly Clarkson's dude is asking for 100, I think $70-something thousand a month.
Mm-hmm.
You're a piece of shit too. What are you asking for $70,000 from this woman for? And to me, it makes it even worse because you're a man. You're a man. Like, now, I understand what's good for the goose is good for the gander and there's equal rights amendment and all that kind of stuff, but you ask this woman for $70,000 a month, bro. You ask this woman for $840,000 a year. My nigga, there's nothing. There's nothing. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So it's not about Tristan. It's not. I have an affinity for him and his non-dick protecting ass and his non-bank account protecting ass and his casual sex having ass. It ain't about me and Tristan. I will feel this way just like I feel about him. I feel the same way about Kelly Clarkson's dude who's asking for more as a man. It's just not fair and it's not right and that shit is whack, bro.
It is. I mean, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It makes no sense. And no matter, I don't care about, it's based on the person's earnings, this, that, and the third. It should be based on the needs of the child, period. You get lucky, and sleep with a woman or a man who's multimillionaire. They earn that money. If that child is taken care of, yo, this is not to change your life. It's to make sure. It's called child support. Support. It is there to support the child. Period. It is not there to change your life. And when you start talking numbers, 47,000, that is life-changing numbers. Like you said, $47,000 a year. What is that? That's over $500,000.
47
Literally
times
over
2,
half a
470.
million.
That's
Yes,
564.
470. And then that is after taxes, right? So they're not even paying money on that. So this person, it's like literally working a job that's paying you 900, $1 million a year, and this is your bring home. Nah, no, the courts got it wrong on that. But speaking of the courts getting it wrong,
And
yeah,
it's not a 1 year. It's not a 1 year deal, brother.
no, this is
That's an
this is
18 to 22 year situation.
correct.
That's what, if it was a one and done and you're like, okay, in 2 years you got that. Nigga, this is for 22 years max, 18 years minimum. You just put, for Kelly Clark, you just put roughly, even if you're Tristan's, but you just basically just put 18 million. You just got a job for 18 million. You got paid $18 million over the duration of your employment. Minimum. That's insane. That's insane.
Okay, Rich, we got strong feelings about this, but we switching subjects.
Okay.
Okay, because you had a day in court today.
I
You had a
did.
hearing.
I did.
Rich is smiling over there.
I did. The first time. This is the first.
Rich, hold up. Rich Dallas is smiling. Yo, everybody, throw some hearts up. Like, I like to see when Rich is smiling. Rich don't never smile when he have a hearing.
Never.
Speaking of child support, talk to us about today, Rich.
So I don't know if y'all aware, but I brought it up. Me and Sean have talked about it on the live before. My daughter has been and supposedly been in school for the last 4 years. So I've been getting charged child support for the last 4 years. Went to jail, TMZ, Shade Room, everybody posted. Everybody, oh, he's a deadbeat. Me and Sean knew my contention was that my daughter wasn't in school. My daughter wasn't matriculating. She wasn't in school. So at that point, she was supposed to have been in what they call emancipated. Hearing after hearing, the courts ignored me. I put in motion after motion, hearing after hearing about my daughter's not in school. She's not full-time student. She's not in school. 5 or 6, I got arrested and sat in the courtroom and said, Your Honor, I'm not going to pay child support for a child that I know is not in school. Went back to jail, whatever the case may be. Everybody shitted on me. Everybody had all this shit to say about me. Today, the judge made my baby moms come up with that paperwork. My daughter has not been in school. First year out of high school, she enrolled at a community college online, 3 credit hours. 4 years later, it took the state 4 years later to get it right. It took the state 4 years. Child support is about to end. And you know what they told me? We're going to apply your child support to your arrears. The last 4 years, you knew that my daughter wasn't in school, and you continued to lie to the court. And not only did you lie to the court, when I got arrested, you went and you lost your mind. You lost your mind, yelling and screaming at the top of your lungs, give me my money, I need my money, and all that kind of shit. But the point I'm making is, today is a great day for me, because finally it came to a head, and the judge is like, yo, how can you sit in this courtroom and tell me that you feel like you're right? And she's arguing with the judge, and I'm listening, and I'm like, how do you? The bottom line is, my daughter has taken one class, has passed one class, 3 credit hours since starting school. She's supposed to grad. My daughter's 22, about to be 23. She's my 2 daughters are the same age, just so y'all know. Ashley, we all know that, so obviously we're not talking about her. But 4 years later, it took them 4 years, and I've been arrested multiple times because I told these people, she's not in school. I'm not going to give her money. I'm not going to give her that fucking lottery ticket every Thursday. It's not fair that you're asking me to give her a lottery ticket every Thursday. Every Thursday morning, you go and you look into your bank account and it's a lottery ticket. That's not fair to me. When my daughter's over 18 and is not in school and is telling me she's working full time. But you know what? Today is a great day. The judge said what he said. And you ask me why they didn't follow up? I have no idea why they didn't follow up. It was as simple as what this Judge Pascal did today. Shout out to Judge Pascal for doing your job and doing it the right way. Shout out to Judge Pascal for making her come up with this paperwork that clearly says that it is what it is and my daughter wasn't in school. So clearly, like, we're not even finna go into it. We're not even finna have this argument. We're not even finna do this. This is what it is. Show me the documentation. And I hate to say that the last judge was a woman, and that's why it went the way it went, was because, oh, I'm Richie Dollars, and oh, he's this reality guy, and if you hear about him, he's a womanizer, and he's not very, very, very likable, and whatever the case may be. I would hate to think that that was what it was. But there's no way in hell you can tell me that as somebody whose job is to get to the bottom of these things, it was that difficult to get to the bottom of it when this new judge I just had got to the bottom of it in I'm not going to say 3 weeks, but 3 hearings. It was that cut and dry. Show me paperwork stating that from this day, when did she graduate? What day is on her high school diploma? Oh, this is the date that's on her high school diploma? Cool. Show me college credits from that date moving forward. And you good. But if you don't have no paperwork, then you're fraudulent. That does not take 4 years, bro. And it's so easy to get a transcript. I can't get a transcript because of the HIPAA laws of education. You can't call a school. I can't call a school and say, my daughter's enrolled here. I need to see her transcript. I'm not allowed to do that. As a non-custodial parent, you're not allowed to do that. So back in the day, your mother would call your teacher and be like, I need to see them grades. That was the way it worked. Now you are not allowed to do that. You're literally not allowed to do that. So if I called them and said, I need to know what's going on with my daughter, they would be like, talk to your daughter. And I'd be like, well, hold the fuck on. I'm the one footing this bill. So what? It's a privacy policy, and we're not giving you the information. I think everybody's saying it's called FERPA, F-E-R-P-A. Federal education, whatever. I'm sure it has something to do with that. But everybody understands. So now it's like, how am I footing the bill for something and you niggas can't even give me the information? No, call your daughter. Get it from your daughter. So if my daughter is not Team Richie and she's at home with her mom, then I'm never going to get that information. So the only alternative is to go to the court system and try to get it from them. And when they drop the ball the way they dropped the ball for 4 years until Judge Pascal got onto it and did his thing, then here we are.
Okay, Rich, I wanted to jump into this. You know, typically we have fun and we joke, and you know, we always try to do this while tackling real life situations, and this is a real life situation. But you know, I watched you like most of America. I mean, TMZ is one of the most visited websites in the U.S. I mean, their follower base it's incredible. They have a TV show. Their social media numbers are through the roof. One way or another, their story is going to get out there. You were literally arrested on film, humiliated. They ran that story. Called a deadbeat dad. Only one side of the narrative was being shared. Radio stations across America picked up, and Rich Dollars, deadbeat dad, arrested, not paying child support, this, that, and the third. But this is the other side of the story that ain't sensational. Nobody wants to talk about this. Nobody wants to go and retract and say, yo, you know what? The same energy we was giving you for not doing right by your child, let's get it out there. You was doing right. You paid, and this is something I want people to listen to. You paid them 18 years worth of child support. Your problem was the last 4 years. Because if my child is no longer in school and my child is telling me that she is working a full-time job, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think your daughter had 2 jobs. 2 jobs. But literally, her mother's coming into court month after month, year after year, swearing on a stack of Bibles, my child's in school, and no, she's not. I have a relationship with my daughter. She's telling me out of her own mouth, she's not. But you don't get no vindication, and 4 years later, you finally are off child support, and you damn near would have been off child support anyway. So it's really no vindication, and I just think that while people are out there demonizing and talking reckless about people, especially when you don't know their financial situation, you don't understand how men don't get a fair shot in them courts, man. They don't. Because even when I was speaking to you offline earlier, I'm like, yo, Rich, can you get any of this money back? Because they locking you up, suspending your license, all of these different things that they do to make sure you pay your child support. I'm like, well, can you get that back? Because they was on you for the arrears. And it's like, no, she literally gets to just walk. I hustled Rich Dollars. I hustled the state of New Jersey. I hustled Memphis or wherever the hell she's at, the court system, and it stops and it's over. I ain't got to pay that back, but he had to pay arrears. I think it's crazy. I think it's so disrespectful. And I think that that's why so many men feel unheard. Nobody's listening. We do not get a fair shot in that courtroom. And if you're not getting overcharged, if you are not paying astronomical court fee, because this is just your child support. What we're not talking about is your lawyer fees. We're not talking about jobs you couldn't take, jobs you lost. Like people don't understand the mental stress that goes along with this. And then there's a whole group of people who are not going to watch this live. And it ain't like none of these big platforms are going to go back and retract and say Rich Dollar's name is cleared. So you're going to forever have that stigma that you just a deadbeat dad, you didn't take care of your kids. And I think it's unfair. And I think that this side of your story need to be heard, because it's a side of a story that so many men out there are dealing with. And yes, women are physically the weaker sex, so they drop the tears. They it don't matter if they twerking and out shaking their butt all night. When they go into that court, they're dressed like a housewife. You know, they showing cleavage all day, every day. But when they go there, they got shirts that come buttoned up to the top, like, yo, I'm innocent. I just want my child taken care of. And it's wrong, man. So I'm happy that you finally, somebody did right. I think that they did right too little too late, though. But, count your blessings, man. And the way I feel, just lastly, like I've been telling you, let God deal with her. The Bible don't lie. Like you gonna reap what you sow. She is not just getting away with that. It's just as simple as that. But go ahead.
Nah, I mean, like I said, we've been talking about this for the last 4 years. I've been tearing your ears up in nausea about this for the last 4 years. But, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I don't expect anybody to apologize as loudly as they criticize, because that's just not how this society works. That's not how this shit works. So I don't expect that I don't expect to not, for that, that guy over on the Breakfast Club and all them dudes to go back and start doing like, oh, well, yo, we was wrong. Yo, my bad about homeboy. Yo, homeboy. Like you said, I lost jobs. I lost reputation. I lost everything. You know what I'm saying? And people were saying the same thing. If you knew, you knew. But if you didn't know, then you just speculated, and nobody cares about the right story. They just want to care. They only care about the first story. So, TMZ, I'm before I even get the population, like, I'm going to tell you how funny this shit is. I'm in Holden waiting to go to population because I refuse to pay. So now they're telling me I got to see the judge in a couple of days. Before I even get the population, the CEO is like, yo, Trowers, come here. Got something to show you. And the nigga's like, yo, I'm not supposed to do this, but pick up my phone, nigga, TMZ, Shade Room, everybody, Gossip and City, Unlocked, all of them. And I'm like, damn, I just walked in. I ain't even been, nigga, I'm just now getting processed. Like, how did they even know? Like, I imagine somebody would have, like, they got leaks and people get paid for that, but Jesus. I'm thinking that somebody's going to leave here, get bonded out, and then go home and say, oh, my God, I was locked up with Richie Dollars just now. And then it's going to get out and the word travel. But no, my shit was front and center. The next day, the CEO brings the Jersey Journal to me in the jail, and he's like, yo, nigga, you on the front page of the Jersey Journal. And I'm like, yo, how are you niggas even knowing this shit?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's disgusting. All right. So, yo, Rich, we're going to switch topics. Everybody who's in here, please do me a favor. Go ahead and tag some friends. Let them know what we're doing. Let them know the boys club is on. We about to get into some serious talk right now. Rich, like I said, we are backlogged in viewer questions. So for the next, 30 minutes or so, I'm gonna just go through questions that we haven't had a chance to answer week over week. Okay?
Okay.
Let's get busy. All right. So we got somebody who hits, and I'm gonna read it. So listen up, and hopefully the audience, y'all can hear me. She says, I have a series of questions. I don't want you to mention my name because it's personal. They're about my relationship. Here's question number one. I'm gonna go through. She gave us 3 questions. I'm gonna go through all 3. Okay.
All right.
Even though I'm the youngest in the relationship, I find that I'm much more experienced, meaning in confidence, love, and relationships. I think he keeps a lot in, like he's afraid to tell me things or how he feels. How can I learn from him if he doesn't talk about these things? That's question number 1, right? Question number 2. Light gray sweatpants are men's lingerie or men's lingerie. They give a woman a snapshot of what a guy's working with, and his gray sweatpants are lacking. His gray sweatpants are lacking him hard. No, his gray sweatpants. Then she goes to the next sentence. It says, him hard is the same size of some of the men I dealt with size while soft. I know I'm not supposed to compare the two. Admittedly, I have a large vagina because of fibromyalgia. The fibroid stretched it, so that could be why I can't feel him. I know that's TMI. Afterwards, I'm not really satisfied. How do I tell him this? Do you think it'll hurt his feelings? Really? Honestly, he's really trying. He's trying so much to the point where he's lightheaded after sex. Then she goes into question 3. I can be really blunt at times. He's a sensitive guy. With that in mind, me telling him things sometimes may seem harsh. If I tell him he's lacking in bed, it might feel like a huge blow. Should I just keep this to myself and hope it gets better with time? We are still learning each other, so I'm guessing it might get better. Question mark. So that's a lot to take in. Let's go to question number 1, because these are some valid questions. She's saying that he doesn't really, she's older than him. She's more experienced than him in love, confidence, relationship. He doesn't really talk. How can I learn about him if he doesn't talk about these things? What's your thoughts?
All right. So first of all, a lot of this was too much information, but this is what we do here.
Correct.
You hit us with the too much information and we give you the proper feedback. What I will say is this. To tell a man that he has a small package is always going to be emasculating. It's always going to be a ego blow. It's always going to be a thing. And quite frankly, I think in real life, if a nigga got a small package, he knows he got a small package. Like, I don't know that there's, I think it's just about being self-aware. Hold
on. Before you go into the whole small package, let's stick to question number 1. She says that he doesn't talk about things. So she wants to know, how can she really learn about him, because they're new in the relationship, if he does not disclose? He's not a talker. He's not a communicator.
Well, you have to ask questions. And if he doesn't answer the questions, then you have to tell him. It's simple communication. Yo, my man, I'm trying to kick it with you and I'm trying to be with you, but if you don't talk to me, I can't get to know you. So this shit is a dead end. So if you don't open up to me and have conversations and let me know who you are, then this is really going to go nowhere. We're wasting our time here. Like, I'm not trying to date a mutant. I'm not trying to date a mute. Like, you have to communicate. And if you can't communicate, then that should be, honestly, that should be a deal breaker. That should be one of your non-negotiables. Like, I can't get to know somebody who won't open up and have a conversation with me. So if you don't want to have and this goes for men and women. If you're talking to a woman and she doesn't want to talk to you, and you're talking to a man and he doesn't want to talk to you, and you have coerced them into having conversations, and they still are adamant about not speaking. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Then why are we here? So you can lay down and give me this bad dick? Like, that's not what we're gonna do. Like, right? We're gonna have a conversation. You're gonna make me love you because of who you are. Because unless you lay in magnificent pipe and it's like amazing, then what are we here for? I can't talk to you. You don't give me conversation. You're closed. I can't get to know you, and the dick is bad. Nigga, if you don't get out my house.
Okay, so just in the interest of time, I'm going to jump in here. She's saying, how can she get to know this man and learn about him if he's not a communicator? You can't. Like, that, it's just as simple as that. You can't. I really think, and this is why I am so adamant, and we're so adamant about, before you get into a situation, take your time, learn the person. To me, these are things that you could have learned about this man before ever becoming his girl, before ever becoming intimate with him. If this is a person who has difficulty communicating, that's got to be something that you saw before you guys were ever intimate, right? I don't know what those conversations look like or what they didn't look like, because it doesn't seem like he is going to share with you.
Mhm.
But if he is not a communicator off rip, if that's just not his nature, it ain't too much that you can do to get him to communicate. It's not too much that you can do to pry things out of him. And even if you do that, relationships, they're about communication. They are about spending quality time, learning from one another. This if he is a closed book by nature, if that's just who he is, for him, it's uncomfortable that you keep trying to pry information out of him. So just as though you're uncomfortable and you have a right to be, he's uncomfortable because now you're going against who he is by nature. So he's right there with you. So when you're asking, how can I learn about him if he doesn't share? I don't know. Like I really don't know, because all of the answers that you're looking for, he has them. And if he doesn't want to share them, if he's not comfortable disclosing, then it's a moot point. You are already lost. So number one, I'm just going to say, I don't know that I can help you on this one, because a person is who I just don't think that you guys are properly matched. Now, this has nothing to do about the bedroom. We're going to go there. But if you are a talker, if you're a communicator, if you're somebody who likes intimate, deep conversation, and he's a person, if you ask him a question, he's giving you a one-word answer, y'all are mismatched. There's a woman out there for him. It's just not you. Simple as that. But I'm going to go and I'll go to question 2 again. She talked about the light gray sweatpants, but more importantly, she says, when he's hard, he's the equivalent of her exes when they were soft. She does have a large vagina because of fibromyalgia. And she admits that. She said, but how do I tell him this? Do you think it'll hurt his feelings? And she gives him credit. Honestly, he's really trying, to the point where he's lightheaded. The man is getting up off her and damn near about to pass out because she's screaming harder, harder, faster, faster. And this man has wore himself out and still ain't touched that spot. So how does she have this conversation with him?
I mean,
Oh, and before you answer that, I hit her back, and here was my question to her. I said, just for context, I need to know, how is every other part of your relationship? Is it good? Is he what you were looking for? Lastly, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is sex in your relationship? Because if sex is not that important, then this ain't really nothing you need to discuss. She hits me back. Good question. She said the other part, they've been together for like 4 or 5 months. He's patient, which is good. She says she doesn't really have a type. I do feel loved, and I sometimes feel supported. And on a scale of 1 to 10, sex is a 7 for her. So now jump in.
so make up your mind. If the sex is trash, you don't have or the sex is 7. 7 out of 10 isn't horrible. 7 out of 10 is not horrible. It's
No. I asked her how important is sex in a relationship to her.
She said 7.
She said it's a 7. Yeah, 7 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay, so the bottom line is this. You don't communicate with him. You're not sexually satisfied. Like, what is your motivation? Like if you're gonna have a conversation and you're gonna try to figure it out, and you want to be able to like him for other reasons, but he's not giving you those other reasons to fall for him because he's closed and he's not really like. You say he's trying in the bed, but if you're not satisfied and this man is almost damn near fainting trying to satisfy you, then this becomes a health hazard at some point, right? Like at some point, like,
yo, you said it's a health hazard?
it becomes a health hazard. Like, I'm trying so hard to try to please so hard that I'm lightheaded. I'm diabetic. This shit just causes all kinds of different complications. Like, nigga ain't trying to be laid up in no hospital because he trying to feed your big pussy ass. Like, at the end of the day, it's this. Honestly, I'm gonna be serious. To me, the more important part is the conversation. Like, he can please you with oral sex. Y'all can figure out way. You can get him to where he can get to where his sex is better. You can work with him. You can tell him what you like if y'all have an open line of communication. The more important thing for me is that y'all don't communicate. So if you don't communicate on the day-to-day with the simple things, then you're not going to communicate as it pertains to sex and the gray sweatpants and all that other shit, because that really is emasculating. It is emasculating to have that conversation unless y'all communicate on that level. And you can't even get a hello out this nigga. So I know you don't communicate on that level. So you wasting your time. Y'all need to move on. You need to move on. Like, he ain't right for you. He ain't doing the things that you need to be successful. At some point in time, you're gonna end up cheating on the dude anyway. He ain't giving you what you need mentally, physically, theoretically, you know what I'm saying? Hypothetically, anything, he ain't giving you no leads. So at the end of the day, just cut your losses, move on, and find somebody who's more compatible to you, because it sounds like you're trying to squeeze water out of turnip.
All right, so I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think that this is a doomed relationship, and here's why I think it's doomed. Because everything that you want from a relationship, physically, he can't give you. So it is not your fault that you have a big box. I mean, you got fibromyalgia. You stretched a little bit down there. It's not your fault, but it's also not his fault that he was born on the smaller side of things. He can't do anything about that. Additionally, you like to communicate. He is incapable of communicating. He doesn't like to talk. So all of the things that are important to you, it's one thing if he could fix it. But you sitting down there talking about, this is what I like in the bedroom, what difference does it make? Because he can't grow no extra inches. Now, unless he gonna put a strap on, unless he gonna, I almost don't even know what to tell this man. Because if you're like, yo, I'm not happy with what he's doing because he just doesn't have the size, that is something he can do nothing about. So I just think y'all are mismatched. To answer your question, you having this conversation with him, will it hurt his feelings? Absolutely. And it's going to hurt his feelings because he just can't do nothing about it. Now, if you were telling him, like, look, I don't think this is going to work, and these are the reasons why, and it's not you, I think you're a nice dude, but you know I have a condition that has stretched me. And physically, you just can't hit them spots I need to be hit. Maybe he could take that, maybe. I don't know. But I think that this relationship is doomed. I think it's doomed. I hate the cast. You said y'all been together for 4 or 5 months. I say chalk this one up, man. It's just nothing. It's if it was a way that I could see that he could fix this, I would say go for it. But people who don't communicate, they just don't communicate. He's quiet. That's who he is. He's an introvert. And then he's lacking a few inches. He ain't growing no more. This is a grown man. Like his growing days, he ain't gonna have a growth spurt. And one day y'all gonna wake up and you gonna be satisfied. So I think you should just count your losses on this one. I'm sorry that we couldn't help you with no better advice than that.
I mean, the reality is what you just said. If you can't talk to him about other things, you damn sure not gonna be able to talk to him about that. I can see if y'all was in love and y'all both had an understanding, and y'all loved each other, and he just was like, his ultimate goal in life was to please you. Then he would do the emasculating things. He would use, you know, tools and toys and things of that nature just to please you. But that's an understanding. That's an understanding that you
Nigga,
have.
who would want to do that? That's
I mean,
like,
if you love a woman and you don't want to let her go, and you know you got a small package, and you just, I mean, that doesn't mean that you're not supposed to get your shit off. That just means that you got to go and do what she needs to do as well. Like if you,
yo,
if I
let's
know,
just call this what it is, Rich. You stick with this man if you want, but it ain't gonna be but so long before you gonna be out there and the next dude is gonna be satisfying you. So if you really want the truth, save yourself from yourself. Let this man go because he could pull out toys, he could do this, he could do that. It ain't nothing like the real thing. And it's only a matter of time before this woman finds herself back in the bed with her ex, who she know was probably a piece of dirt. He was a piece of garbage, but he was handling his business. She gonna go over there to get what she need physically, and then come back home to this dude. And that ain't gonna make her feel good as a woman. And if he ever found out, and especially why she did it in the first place, that ain't gonna make him feel good. So the best thing to do is count your losses on this, because I really see cheating in your future. I do. If sex on a scale of 1 to 10 is a 7 for you, how much longer do you think you're gonna put up with being unsatisfied, even if he's this great guy? I just don't see it happen.
yeah, yeah, I
I mean,
think
okay,
you're
I'm
probably
gonna
right.
change it. You would agree?
Yeah, yeah, I think you're probably right.
Okay, nah, you don't sound sure about that. You really think they got a shot in hell?
No, I don't think they have a shot in hell, but not. I don't think it's about. I think it's about the communication. I think, like if you, yo, Sean, if I was madly in love with somebody, and I didn't want to lose her by any means necessary, and we had a great relationship, and everything else that this woman was talking about was 100% 10 out of 10 on point, and I don't want to lose this woman, and I know I'm not satisfying her in bed. I got to do what I got to do to make sure that I satisfy this woman. I would probably be more inclined to do that if I was really, really head over heels in love with her, and we in
But
all
you
of our.
don't have the tools. You are
And
not
buy. You can
physically
buy
equipped.
tools. You can buy tools.
What
Women are
what
willing to
tools?
do
Maybe
all
I'm
that.
just old. I don't know what you. Rich, I'm admittedly older than you. I don't know what tools you can buy. What tools do
Nigga,
they
you
got?
go buy
Injections?
vibrators. You go buy all this new shit,
Oh, come
nigga.
on, man. No. So what is he getting out of it?
Huh?
What is he getting out of it?
I'm not saying he ain't supposed to. Listen, this is how it's supposed to go. I'm
Go
not
ahead.
saying he ain't supposed to lay on top of her and hump till his little heart's content. I ain't saying he ain't supposed to do that. I'm just saying that he needs to understand that when he's doing that, he's also be cognizant of the fact that you got yourself off. You did not get her off. So now I got to go to the drawer and pull out the toys and all the fucking bells and whistles so she can get her shit off. If in fact it means that much, it doesn't seem like to me it means that much. So that's why I'm in agreement with you that they are probably doomed. They are probably doomed. But again, if it
Okay,
meant the world,
I gotta ask you a question then.
go
I
ahead.
was gonna stick to the viewers' questions, but this is just a Sean Prez question because you led us down this road. You said, yo, if the dude is madly in love with her, head over heels with her, don't want to lose her, he'll go to the store, get some toys, do whatever he got to do to satisfy her. Is that correct? And it might not lead her to
I'm not
cheating.
saying that he's supposed to do them. I'm saying that he could be like, yo, baby, we gotta figure this out. Go get what you need. Tell me how I can make you right. How can I make you right? Yes, I
Okay,
agree with that.
okay.
Just
Let's
like,
reverse
okay,
it.
I'll give you an analogy. A woman,
Hmm?
a woman, she loves this man. She don't give head. How the fuck you 40 years old and don't give head? Like, what the fuck part of the game is that? But she doesn't. So now, if you love this man, you're gonna have to give head. And you're going to have to practice giving that because you don't want to chop the nigga up. So you have to work on your game and you have to get it right for your dude if you want to, in fact, keep dude happy. So you have to do some things that you might not have been inclined to do with the previous fellas. It's that simple. So if a nigga know he got a little package and he can't please you with this package, then he need to go to you and say, yo, I love you to death. I don't want to lose you. But yo, you got to go buy toys. I'm trying. I'm almost fucking lightheaded when I get up off of you. I'm falling in. I'm emasculating. I feel like shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, tell me how to make it right because I'm trying and the shit is bothering me. Now I'm starting to get a complex about it. Right? So now my sweatpants ain't gray no more. They black. So now niggas is feeling away. So now she says, okay, well, this is what has to happen. The same thing with head. Baby, you chopping, you biting me. You got to use your tongue. You got to give them instructions. And then if it means that much for y'all to be together over time, then she will be satisfied and it will become y'all's routine is what I'm saying. At first, it might be uncomfortable, but if y'all really want to be together, which it doesn't seem to me, which is why I agree with you that they need to move on because it doesn't seem to me that they're that into each other. But if they were, you work on these things and over time, these things become routine and it becomes just knowledge of one's partner, right?
Okay.
Call me crazy.
Yo, Rich, you crazy as I don't know what. I don't want to hear nothing about going to buy no toys and all this crap. Like all that is supplemental. That is excess. That ain't supposed to be the main dish. That ain't supposed to be the only way this chick can get off. Ain't nowhere in the world that the only way. First and foremost, nigga, do you know what it would do to a man to literally have to lay there and insert a plastic or whatever those things are made out of into his woman, and that is the only way. No, not doing this. Oh, we having fun tonight. I'm talking about this is the only way that you can be satisfied. How long do you think he gonna be like, yo, I love you to death, but I feel like the biggest meatball, cornball on planet Earth. I gotta get out. To me, this is a dead end street. I don't see it happening. I'm sorry. There's just no way.
I preface all this by saying that I agree with you. But if in fact two people were madly in love and sex was not 7 out of 10, but say sex was 4 out of 10, and it was more.
That's a whole different story. No, that's why I asked the question.
So now we.
That's why I got. Yeah, absolutely. If sex was a 4 out of 10, so be it. It don't matter to you anyway. It ain't that serious. Now he can go. He can order some dildos. He can do whatever. He can get his tongue game right. He can do whatever it is. But to y'all might have sex once every other month anyway. So it's like, yo, it don't even matter. Take care of me. Bring home the money. That's it. I want somebody financially secure. But that ain't what this woman's saying. So we gonna keep it going, right? So I'm gonna go to another question, just in the interest of time, right? She said, I would like to know, do men rationalize situations like women? Question mark. Example, seek out advice from their male counterparts when the relationship is not working. I think that's a dope question. Essentially, she's saying it's a dope question. She's saying, do men treat relationships the same way that women do? Because women, when their relationships are not going right, they seek out counsel and advice from their friends. She's saying, do men do the same thing? Or do we keep it to ourselves? How do men rationalize relationships? Was her exact words.
No, I think that I honestly think men talk to one another about relationships. I think that men talk to each other about what's going on at home. Absolutely. I'm kind of like, I don't know why she would think that they didn't. Like,
I don't know if I agree with you, Rich. Go ahead.
You don't
go ahead.
Talk about it. I talk to my dudes. Me and my dudes have conversations all the time.
No. Listen to me. Hold up.
Go ahead.
Are you having conversations about chicks you're smashing, or are you having conversations about your main chick, the one you're in relationship with, the one your wife? That is what she's asking. She ain't saying, are you having conversations with your dudes about a random casual chick that you might be smashing? You didn't claim her yet. She's like, no, the one. Are y'all sitting around asking advice from one another?
Me and my guys do.
Really?
Hmm. Like, I'll give you examples. If we
Please.
out and we notice something, we bring it up, we talk about it. He explains, we did this, this is what happened. I got in trouble. My phone rang last night. I don't know why she get mad at me because my phone ringing and it's you and you want me to come out. But shit, I mean, blah, blah, blah. It's a conversation. It's a regular conversation. Yeah. Dudes talk to dudes about it all the time. I talked to you. I called you and it was like, yo, shorty wilding. Why is she acting like this over this? Or something happened on TV and she bugging out. And why is she bugging out over some TV shit when she know that that's probably not going to end the way it looked today? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when me and Mariah broke up about this family reunion shit, I said something to you. You was like, yo, nigga, my girl saw this and then da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, yo, this is what happened. I was out there and I was drunk one day and touched Erica's thigh. That shit was on TV. They hyperbolized it, made it big. And now all of a sudden, I'm trying to explain to Shorty that that's not how this story ends. That was a conversation. I had it with you. And I was like,
okay.
That's not how that shit ends. But she still lived it and pissed off about it and she ain't trying to figure it out. So
I've been thinking about this question since this woman wrote in. I don't know, Rich. I really don't. You gave some examples, but I think men are protective over their image, protective over their household, how people view even their boys, even the closest boys. So you might bring some stuff to the table, but I was really trying to think, do men really go in and share intimate details when things are not going right in their relationship? And I honestly, I don't know, because men are always so worried about how we look on the outside. We're always so worried about appearances. Even when it comes to you damn near start talking when you at DEFCON 5. Like when it's DEFCON 5 and you ain't got no hope, you start talking. Yo, I need your advice. This is going on. That's going on. Shorty's phone rang. Shorty found my phone. This, that, and the third. But maybe I'm missing it, or maybe I'm just not thinking of enough good examples. Do you I don't know that men sit around and seek wise counsel from their boys like that and I'm not talking about surface level stuff, Rich. I'm talking about real relationship issues.
Sean, I can give you 3 different dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Guns has told me everything.
You can't use him in this example.
Well,
I don't want you to use one dude who's on TV. You know why? Because people who are on TV are already accustomed to putting their business out there. They have come to terms with that reality. There is nothing taboo. I'm talking about average Joe, because most of the women who are watching us week over week, they're not dating public figures. They're dating Ray, Rashawn, and whoever from up the block. And I want to know, where's this nigga getting his advice from? Because I don't understand why he think the way he think. So you can't put Peter there.
Why? Let me tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah.
Social media creates that for everybody. So now, here I go. Here's my example. When you and your girl, not your girl specifically, but just using you as an example, you and your girl get into it. Your girl posts something on the gram. I follow your girl. Your girl posts some subliminal shit. Can't trust niggas that you sleep with. Just any random shit that they put Next thing you know, I see that shit. Who am I calling? That's Prez girl. Let me call. Yo, Sean, what's up? Yo, man, you know your girl, did you see what your girl just posted? Yeah, man, let me tell you why. This is what happened. Now we in conversation. That's the social. See, this is where you get it messed up because you can only think like yourself. And you're not a social media dude. Your girl's not out there posting subliminals. But anybody who's gone anywhere with a girl, and that's your girlfriend, you're taking her to the club, your friends at the barbecue, or whatever the case may be, they see you with her. And y'all get to talking, and all of a sudden y'all have a little triangular or square friendship. My girlfriend, and your girlfriend, whatever the case may be. We follow each other on the gram. Now the subliminals come, and everybody wants to know what the subliminals mean. So now who do I call? As a man, I'm not going to call her. I'm going to call you. And that triggers the conversation about your relationship. Or your girl's friends with my girl. She tells my girl some shit. Next thing you know, boom, bam. My girl is like, yo, Sean in trouble tonight. And I'm like, wow. What happened? And then she like, this is, Shorty said, blase. Who am I calling? I'm calling you like, yo, my nigga, did you just get caught with your phone open? You know what I'm saying? I'm asking you whatever questions it may be. Did you just get caught with your phone? Like, what happened? And you like, yo, bro, I went to the bathroom and I came back and she had it in her hand. And and she found Shorty. Remember Shorty from the club that night? She found her picture. And I'm like, oh my God. And that's the way these conversations start.
Okay, stop there. Every example you give, and you're right. Let me start. I'm gonna preface it by saying you're right. But it's when a man is messing up. I guess my question to you, hold up, my question to you, do men go to each other on a day-to-day with things that are happening in their home? Number one, if their woman is messing up. Number two, just things that kill the relationship. Things that, yo, is it me or am I overreacting? But this chick, she just be bugging. I'm really thinking about being out.
Men do that.
No, because even as I'm saying that, I think you got a point. I think you do.
Men
I think you do.
That.
Yeah, men do. Men,
I think men
called
me up from, yo, like, what does it mean that Shorty took a shit in my house?
But was this his girl? That's not his girl, Rich. That's not his wife. You're missing it. No, nigga. I'm talking about, huh?
It can be your girl. I'm about to go from one extreme to the next.
Go ahead.
I've had conversations about things as minuscule as that, all the way up to, yo, Shorty came to my house and her and my mom's got into it. I don't know what to do now. Like, have you ever had a girl that got into it with your moms and your daughter or something like that? Like, this is my girl, and I want to keep her around, but my mom hate her. So how do I get past that? You know what I'm saying? So those I've gone from the most trivial shit on one end of the spectrum all the way to the almost marriage shit where it's like, yo, dog, I really love this girl, but my daughter can't stand her. And I don't know how to keep sneaking around and because we're trying to get serious and move into each other. So that's the conversation. Like, I don't know if my man Chapin is my barber. I know all about his relationship shit. My man Lou, who I introduced you to through the show, I know all about his relationship shit. I know all about all these different people. I can tell you that I have gone to them, I have gone to you, and I have gone to them, and they have come to me. You, Sean Prez, don't do that because you're a very, very, very private person. You're way more private than the average person. It has a lot to do with the industry. It has a lot to do with protecting what's yours, and it has a lot to do with not letting your shit be tainted by the outside world. But in the same time, this does exist. Men do really talk to one another about their issues with their women. Real life women, not Shorty that we both smashed and we have something in common. I'm talking about real life women.
You might have a point, Rich. I'm going to concede on that because the more you're talking, the more I'm thinking about everybody hit me from time to time, the whole crew. I'm going through this, I'm going through that. What do you think? Yada yada. So you might, but, and here's the but. I don't think it happens to a nigga at DEFCON 5. I think when the dude is out of options, when he at his breaking point, when yo, I'm about to go upside this chick's head or she about to leave me, that's when dudes start reaching out for advice. I don't know that the way girls will sit around and ask for advice from their friends before it gets to the point that this whole thing is about to blow up. Men do that.
Agreed. But you know what?
Go ahead.
Because men are notorious procrastinators. Men are like, we'll figure it out. Men are like, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Women, from the moment of in conception, from that problem, when that problem is conceived, women are going to talk about it until it's rectified. Men are going to ignore that problem for a minute before they're like, okay, this shit ain't going nowhere. This problem ain't going nowhere. I need to seek counsel because I thought that this shit would just go away, but it isn't. She's still on my neck every day. She been on your neck every day, but she been telling her girls about that 2 weeks before she was ever on your neck. That's the difference between men and women. Women is like, yo, this nigga leaves the toilet seat open. I'm going to move my shit out his house. Men are like, I forgot, babe. I forgot, babe. I forgot, babe. In 4 weeks when she's packing her shit and she's like, nigga, you keep forgetting. And if I fall in this motherfucking toilet one more time, it's a problem. And that's the difference between men and women. And he's looking at it like, damn, I gotta call Prez. Prez, she leaving. She leaving. She fell in the toilet again. She leaving. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm gonna ask one more question, but before I do, after this question, y'all know how we do. We take callers. So everybody who's looking to get in the conversation, looking to get some of your questions asked, y'all know the rules. Number one, you must be in a well-lit location. Number two, you must have good reception. Please be somewhere where you got 5 bars or excellent Wi-Fi. Number three, you must have a question. Nobody is interested in your comments. We are only interested in asking questions because your question can help somebody else who is going through the same situation as you. And lastly, we do not talk to an empty screen. So if your face is not in the screen, if you are a person who's shy, please do not call in. Now is the time to hit that plus sign down below on your right-hand side of your screen. That is the request button to get in this conversation. Okay.
Before you ask the last question, Esby, why are you here telling people that I blocked you when I'm clearly just looked at the thing and saw your name? How are you? Esby is lying to people, telling people that I blocked her. I never blocked you, Esby. You are a fucking, at this point, you are our friend, right? And by virtue of the fact that you're on this fucking live means that you're not blocked. So what are you talking about? Please let me know.
Yo, hold up.
Comments and I'm like, that can't be Esby.
So what Esby said? What she said?
Esby said, I blocked. She said, why did Rich block me? LOL. And everybody responded like, he blocked you.
Oh my. Listen, Esby got this thing figured out. Esby's like, yo, if this nigga not gonna let me in and ask my question, then I'm gonna get my name mentioned one way or the other. They gonna spend 5 minutes talking about me. So that was the setup, and you fell for it. Good job, Esby. All right. Yo, Esby's something else. All right. So somebody hit us and said, yo, how do you start to love yourself? It's been 30 years, and I still can't find a way of being a bit selfish to care for me and heal. This came off of a conversation we had last week, and I forget who it was with, but matter of fact, it was with Amina Butterfly. And Amina was like, yo, I had learned, she took time off and she learned to love herself. Do you remember that conversation
Yes.
last week with Amina?
Mm-hmm.
So right after Amina had that conversation, this woman, she hit us on the DM and she was like, yo, I was listening to the conversation with Amina. And she was basically like, I learned to love myself, but how do you even do that? Like, it's been 30 years and I still can't find a way of being a bit selfish or care for me and just heal me. So, what advice would you give to a woman who might be broken, who might be in a place where, she still is not able to trust men? What can she do to love herself?
To me, this is a very, very important question, but yet very, very easy to answer. To love yourself, to love is to let go. So now, the definition of that. To love yourself, you have to let go of all the stuff around you. You have to find yourself. You have to be in sync with yourself. You have to step away from the men and the noise, all the noise, what they call it, the noise. You got to step away from all the noise, your friends, and you got to go to a place where you look in the mirror, and when you look in the mirror, you like what you see, and it's because you are with yourself and nobody else is giving you negative influences. Your friends ain't telling me you need to lose weight. Your man ain't telling you that he need better head. Or you just got to get in touch with yourself. That's why women always say, well, everybody always says, in order for you to successfully move on from a relationship, you have to step away and you have to find yourself every single time, because you don't want to continue to bring negative shit with you into the next scenario. Negative shit from the last relationship into the new relationship. He cheated. These was his telltale signs. So now you don't like no dude that does that. That's not fair to the next dude, because it might not mean the same thing that he goes to the bathroom to answer the phone that the other dude went to the bathroom to answer the phone. Not to say that that's right, but you need to clear your own head, get in sync with yourself, find yourself again, get a direct path to your happiness. Find that before you go from person to person seeking love, affection, happiness in them. You have to have happiness in yourself. You have to be able to do it on your own. Because if you don't find happiness on your own and you use other people to find happiness, you will never be happy with yourself. You will never have self-love. I wish we had Dr. Ish. I would get Dr. Ish on here and let him do his little 1-2 spiel from boot camp, because that's literally one of the things that he talks about all the time, like when we do the boot camps, and like that's one of the most important things for people moving into a new relationship from an old relationship, is you need to find the amount of time in between them that you're able to love yourself, embrace yourself, and be at complete happiness within yourself before you go find the next motherfucker to destroy that happiness.
Yeah, I think you said it best, Rich. I think that this woman said it's been 30 years and she still can't find a way to love herself. My question to her would be, out of those 30 years, how many of them have you sat on the sidelines by yourself? How many of them have you truly just let go, right? Just disconnected, submitted to the fact, yo, right now, I'm in a broken place. I've been with broken men. I've been picking up the pieces of everybody else's life, and I haven't taken care of me. And I say this because even in my own family, I got a niece, love her to death, but I'm watching this pretty young girl, beautiful young girl, who she thinks, and maybe it does start with the daddy issues, right? If you talk to her, she'll say, I got daddy issues. But no, your real problem, you don't love yourself, because you are so busy trying to find love in all of these whack, broke niggas that can do nothing for you. You're reaching outside of you to find something that only you can give you. And you are trying to get it from people who don't have it themselves. So I would say, how do you find love? First and foremost, you have to first be willing to be alone. You have to first be willing to say, you know what? This dating thing, this relationship, it ain't working. Maybe it's not him. Maybe it's me. Maybe it is him. Maybe it's not me. But for whatever reason, I've tried this again and again and again, and I'm getting bad results. So let me just take a step back. And when you take a step back, and when you fully submit, like truly submit, not just talk, oh, I don't want no man, I ain't looking for nobody this, because they say that all the time. But I'm saying when you say it and you mean it. And I'm just want to say, I want to find me. That is when God does his best work. When you're in the dark place, that's when God does his best work. So if you can get out of trying to find love outside of yourself and pull back and be alone and ask God, look, I want to love God, and I'm faith driven, and I don't want nobody in here, I don't act like I'm going too spiritual, but I truly believe that God does his best work in the dark. When you in your darkest places, pull back, be by yourself, let it be you and him. And he will give you that self-love, but you can't get that from a man. You can't get that from a woman. You can't get that from no external forces out there. Sometimes you have to be willing to sit on the sidelines until you look in the mirror and say, you know what? My dark brown skin is beautiful. My curves, they're beautiful. It was once upon a time when, I was coming up, you would see all of these white women and they was trying their hardest to have flat butts. Like that was the thing. And you had people looking, and because they had curves, they felt bad about their own body type. And now look, the whole world has changed. The same women who once upon a time was doing all these exercises to make their butt tight and small, now they going as old women and getting injections and implants. But the bottom line is, there was a woman or two out there who was like, yo, I love them. And I don't care. I'm not trying to find love externally. And here's the craziest thing about when you love yourself, Rich, when you figure, people love somebody who is supremely and genuinely confident. So when you can look at a Lizzo is 300 plus pounds, but she can't get these niggas to stop DMing her. She can't get these dudes to stop trying to take her out, get her number, this, that, and the third. Now, has she subscribed to beauty is 130 pounds, 5'10"? You got to have long blonde hair, this, that, and the third. I guarantee you, she would not be getting the amount of attention that she gets. But because I eat chicken, fried chicken at that. I am a big, voluptuous woman. I love my body. And because she genuinely loves herself, that is when she attracted all of this love. And I would say this to my niece, and I would say this to any woman out there who's finding it a hard time. Step to the side. Learn to look in that mirror and love you. And I promise you, you won't even have to go look for love. Love's going to find you, because people love confidence. They love people. People follow leaders because leaders are confident. They will follow you if you display that confidence. So to me, I think that where you find that love, I can't tell you where you find it. I can tell you where you start. Get on the sidelines. Get on the sidelines for a second. Don't look for a man. Look for you. Because what you're looking for is on the inside of you, and can't nobody on the outside give it to you.
You were 100% right. And the reality to that is that You are 100% right. Everybody has seen that dude where you was like, how did he get her? Or that
Oh my
girl, and you
God.
was like, how did she get him? And you know what it is? They love themselves. That air of confidence. The most sexy thing in the world for a person is that confidence. When
Oh
you
my
walk in
God.
the room and you just feel like that dude loves himself. Everybody insecure. The most beautiful women in the world are probably the most insecure women in the world. And that's the weirdest thing ever. But if you can come to a place where you are confident in yourself, you will have no problems out there getting men and being happy, because that shit resonates. Like, I ain't never seen nothing that resonates like somebody who is happy and feels good with themselves and is comfortable in their own skin. That shit resonates more than Birkin bags, fucking watches, anything you can do. That shit fucking resonates, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something, Rich, and then we go to the callers. But you give this example all the time, and you know, I don't try to use this platform to ever pat myself on the back. I never try to use this platform to say I am better or holier than thou. But you often talk about our days at Bad Boy, you and me, and what people don't realize. What really made Rich and myself click from way back in the days was everybody across the industry who was doing the similar jobs that we did. When you were in a promotion department, you get a budget. You could take people out, you could wine them and dine them. You got your credit cards, you got expense accounts, you got all of that. Rich and I used to be disgusted. Yo, I actually gotta buy you lunch. I gotta do this for you to like me, to pick up my. We prided ourselves. Nigga, I'ma do everything you do and get triple the results. And I'm not gonna spend a dime. I'm not gonna be fake. I'm not gonna be somebody that when you see me, you see the bag. You see somebody who, oh, I'm happy he's here because I don't have to buy lunch today. We prided ourselves on the confidence that we had in who we were. We were them niggas. It's that simple. Now, were we those dudes? I don't know. But I believed it. When I walked in the room, you could not tell me I wasn't that nigga. Like I
Absolutely.
might be humble and I might be low key, but I'm not short in confidence in no area of my life. And I damn sure would look at people and I couldn't understand them. I couldn't make out, like, why do you think you're doing something because you have to buy somebody to get your job done? And Rich, you'll be the first one. If I'm lying, I'm dying right here. We would clown these people, and we always felt, because we didn't have those budgets. We were at Bad Boy, we were understaffed and underfunded. But look what the dynasty Bad Boy was. And it's because Bad Boy has some fly niggas in there. Bad Boy has, if we wasn't, we believed it. It's when we stepped in the room, we here. Period. So just to go to what you said, that confidence, if you could find it in yourself to love yourself, to get that confidence, you don't understand that is like a fire to a moth. It is like a plus to the minus of a magnet. It is so attractive when people are confident. And for any ladies who's watching this, I don't care if you 4 feet tall or you 6 feet tall. I don't care if you 100 pounds or you 500 pounds. You start loving you, and I guarantee you're gonna be like the Pied Piper. You walk out there and you got that swag and you got that confidence and you know you it. I guarantee you gonna see 1,000 dudes trying to get at you because they just attracted to confidence.
That's it. I got a story too. I'm gonna tell you this story. I don't know. I know you don't remember this. You don't remember shit like this. I had first got the Bad Boy, so everybody knew Sean Prez. Everybody knew Sean Prez. That was Puff's man's, whatever. When I got the Bad Boy, if anybody knows anything about records, you know that, especially on the promotions level, your DJ list is the most important thing to you in your life. Like, you guard that shit with your life. And if a nigga ain't got a number, that means a nigga ain't got access to that DJ. Now, Prez was at Bad Boy long before me. When I got that Bad Boy, and the nigga say, yo, you earned this. I'm not calling these niggas every day no more. You call them. This is you. I'm giving you my list. And I said, yo, but I just asked Playboy out there for 2 numbers and he acted funny style with me. And he said, yo, Rich, I'm giving you my list because I want to see you succeed. But you will never be me. That shit hit so close to home. Niggas said, you will never be me. So when you get on the phone, create your own shit. Be happy with you. Be Richie D. You will not be Sean Prez. Be Richie and be happy with Richie. And you will get the results that you need from these niggas if you go out there, because they will feel the authenticity of who you are once you call them. But don't call them, talk about, yo, I got your number from Sean. I'm Sean's right-hand man, yada, yada, yada. No, that's the wrong. Niggas will see that come. They'll see you coming, and they won't respect it. Go and create your relationships on your own. Be who you are, and them niggas will love you for who you are. Do not try to be me. And here's my list, because you will never be me. I was only Sean Prez. You're going to be the only Richie Dollars. That shit resonated. I was like, yo, this nigga, I told my niggas, I said, this nigga think he is that nigga. This nigga's like, yo, he on my list, nigga. Like, he go all the numbers. I'm talking about from fucking Flex to J Smooth, right? Like, here's them all. Here's the key to the kingdom, little nigga. And
yeah, but I don't think people understand. I don't think people understand the significance of handing over your list.
Yo, you have
That's
to
a
be a promo
big.
nigga to get it. You have to be a
Yeah,
promo nigga to get it. Or in any field. Like, even if you're a magazine people, if you're an editor, you give away the key. You give somebody the list of all your photographers and models. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's almost like giving away your power. But if you're confident in yourself, it don't matter how many niggas call you, because when Sean Prez call you, you answering the phone. And that's how I went into Bad Boy. That's what made me who I am. Because in my mind, I'm like, I can give Nomad this list 4 years later or whenever he came, because you will never be me. Sean was right. Once you become yourself and you're authentic and you love yourself and you feel good about yourself, that shit resonates with people. They answer the phone for you. They want to hang with you. They come to New York City. They want to hang with you. Not because you're breaking out the card, but because they want to hang with you. Because you that nigga. Not because you can buy drinks. Because we going out with DJs and they buying us drinks.
that's
They
right.
have to hang with us.
That's right. Yo, I was offended. I'm gonna tell you something, and we got to get these callers in here. And I don't want to pontificate on the old good old days, but you know, I don't even remember having a limit on my expense account. That's number one, and number two, I was Puff's road manager and tour manager for many years, so it wasn't too many times I couldn't get into a club or I couldn't have 1,000 bottles at a table. You know how many times I did that? Never. Because I just thought it was corny. I didn't drink, so what the hell am I doing this for? And you're not drinking off me. My expense account, I could use it for whatever. But I never came back and was like, oh, I was buying drinks for this person. Like, no, them niggas was buying drinks for me. It's as simple as that. But again, it is that confidence that I wish we started off talking, Rich, about about how can people learn to love themselves. I think if you learn to have confidence in the things that are so unique to you, if you learn to have confidence in the fact that, yo, I'm one of one, and it don't matter what any of these other women bring to the table, they can never be me. They can't. They can never be me. So let me walk out here like I am exactly who I am, which is one of one. And you will see all of the attention, the good attention that you should, because it's a difference between confidence and cockiness. And I don't want people to think we're talking about being cocky and feeling ourselves. And that's why I tread lightly with this conversation. But it's something so attractive about a woman who is very, very confident. And I think it's something so attractive about a man for that matter. But let's get the callers in here, Rich.
All right, bet. Let's do it. All right. For old time's sake. For old time's sake.
Do my thing. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me flip my camera. I'm sorry.
Hold up. Is that Esme?
It's SB. I had she succeeded. She succeeded in to the point that I let her in the chat because she said, go ahead.
First of all, I thought you blocked me because I was trying to send a request and it wouldn't let me.
Oh, wouldn't let you today?
Can you hear me?
You know the rules. You know the rules. You know the rules. What's the question?
All right. So anyway, my question is it realistic for you to expect a relationship to work with a guy if he like thinks he's smarter than you and he acts like he thinks he's smarter than you? Like, is it a point where you just like say you don't argue, you just let him think he's right, and as a woman just like don't say anything and just let him go with it? Or, you know, do you say something like, I don't like that, you know, you are dismissive of my point of view?
You want to attack it, Rich, or you want me?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll go first. It don't matter.
Go ahead.
For me, that's narcissism 101. Thinking you're smarter than everybody and you don't have nothing to learn. It's offensive to me for somebody to treat me like they're smarter than me. If in fact you are on my level of intelligence, you got to speak up. You got to let it be known, because that's to me that's like the ultimate disrespect. It's treating you like your opinion doesn't mean anything, treating you like you're not as smart, or you don't know what you're talking about just to appease myself. That's disrespectful. That's narcissism. That's just you being a narcissist, and that ain't cool either. So at the end of the day, I would never tell nobody to submit to nothing like that. Don't submit. Now, if you're wrong, and admit when you're wrong. But don't submit to somebody who just thinks they're smarter than you just off the general principle of being like, yo, I'm smarter than you just because that ain't how this shit works. Like, you have to really be smarter than me for you to act like you're smarter than me. Just because you're a narcissist don't mean that I'm supposed to succumb or go against my own mindset because you feel like you're the end all be all. Fuck you at the end of the day. And if you ain't cool with that, and if you can't get along with that, then there's no way this is gonna work. There's no way in hell this is gonna work. So hell no. As to answer your question, never be quiet. Never be let a motherfucker make you feel like you less than who you really are or smarter than what you really are. Hell no, don't do that.
Esby, where are you at?
A bar.
I'm in a restaurant.
Yeah, Esby, I gotta give it to you, man. I swear you about to be a co-host, man. Like, Esby is literally out on a date. Who you with, Esby? Show us that nigga. Yeah, show us that nigga who is making you feel like he's smarter than you. Turn the camera around.
But this is my best friend. This is not the guy that I'm talking about.
Turn the camera around. Okay, SB. What up? What up? What up? He's like, yo, I'm gonna kill this chick. Okay, so SB, I'm
But
gonna take your word
that's
that
my
that
best
ain't you.
friend. That's my
Okay, I'm
friend.
gonna take your word. He looked like, yo, B,
You
you
said
better
what
not
now?
be playing with me.
No, we've been friends for 20 years, I swear. Like 20
Okay.
years we've been friends.
Well, I think Rich answered your question. I think Rich answered your question. Y'all go ahead and finish your dinner, but shout out to you and your best friend. Definitely shout out to you hitting us from a restaurant. Yo, you dedicated for real. I love it.
Everywhere I go.
I hear
Everywhere
you.
I go. My friends is in here cursing me out because I wasn't on the live last week.
Oh yeah? Blame Rich.
Yeah, I'm not allowed not to chime in. I have to chime in weekly. They looking for me.
Apparently. Fucking
Well, have
SB
a drink for
lying.
Thank you,
us.
guys.
SB. Yo, SB legit trolled her way onto fucking the podcast today.
Yo, Esby is
SB
literally,
trolled her way on today.
yo, do you understand? She is literally the third member of the boys club.
She is. She is. She is. Yo.
All right, who else
Fucking
we got?
SB. All right. Let's go with all right, we're gonna go with Melody 195. Melody 195. If y'all got questions, hit the little thing now. Let's bring you in. Hello.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Good. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm Melody. I'm from the Bronx.
What up, BX?
What up? What
X all
up?
day.
What's your question, beloved?
So the question is, do you guys think that it's unfair for a woman to please herself when she has a husband?
Sean.
Okay, I got to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
How long you been married?
5 years now.
How long y'all been together before you got married?
Not that long.
Okay, a year, two.
We known each other. We known each other for 30 years.
Okay, is he satisfying you?
Somewhat. If he
Okay.
was, I wouldn't be playing with toys.
Okay, so is he in the room right now?
No, he's outside.
I see you keep looking at somebody. Who you looking at?
I was looking at my dog.
Yeah, whatever.
But
Your dog ain't that tall.
Ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody here. I'm by
Okay.
myself.
Okay. So your question is it wrong or disrespectful for a
Yeah.
woman to please herself
Yeah.
if she's
When
married?
she,
No. No,
no.
absolutely not. No, and here's the short answer, right?
Because I know you guys are talking about
Yep.
like playing with men having to play with toys with women, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say I don't think it's wrong for a man to join with his woman to do so if she's going to do it regardless without you, because there's some pleasure there.
Melanie, let me ask you a question. Is
Okay.
that toy is the toy keeping you from stepping out of your relationship? Is it keeping you at home?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
then the answer is very simple. If you love your husband, but he's not stepping up to the plate, satisfying you sexually, I think from a man's standpoint, any man like that is a blow to a man's ego, yes. But you know what's a bigger blow to a man's ego? Is you hitting the nigga next door up in the middle of the night like, yo, take care of me because my husband ain't. Like, I would rather that. And I think any man, any husband will understand, you know, if this is what's keeping you at home, and I don't know your husband, if we were talking earlier about a
So do
man.
you think it's wrong if I tell him? Should I tell him and just be like,
So let me ask you this. Is he not satisfying you because he just don't have the length and the width, or is he just lazy in
Oh,
the bedroom?
he got more than that. He just
Okay,
got more than that.
okay, so he's just lazy.
He's lazy.
Nah, you got to tell him. Hell yeah, like that's not even a blow to his ego. That's a wake up call. That's
Okay.
that is extra. You know about it. Like this is from like we got to have this talk. Like you not handling your business, and I am still a woman. I know I'm your wife, but I'm still a woman, and I have needs, and I
Right.
don't want to step out on. I won't step out on you. Not that I
Right.
don't want to. I won't. I honor what we have, but I need you. Like if physically he was short, if physically he was skinny down there, if he had a small one, that's a whole different. But if this man don't have a physical limitation, meaning I don't know if he's 500 pounds and he just can't, he can't work it. I don't know what his deal is, but if he is in good health, then
Right.
it's in your right to have that conversation. And it's also in your right, and it's commendable that you taking matters into your own hands. So I will have that conversation with him, and I think he'll respect you for it. I don't even think he'll be
Okay.
upset.
All right.
What about you, Rich?
I'm glad you called, because earlier in the conversation we had, I said if the sex wasn't how long y'all been married?
5 years.
Y'all been together for 5 years and you have not stepped out. And he's
No.
a lazy, and you've been doing it to yourself. That's what I was saying earlier for the people in the chat. If sex is important to you, but the relationship means that much more, then you're willing to take shortcomings in different places. You're not going to get a 100% everywhere.
Right.
So if you're happy in your relationship, then you have every right to please yourself to bring
Right.
that part of the game to a 10. Now, as far as your man goes, you got to tell him. Sean is absolutely correct. If he's not on no emasculating small package, or he's got issues or whatever the case may be, if he is willing, maybe if he is not willing but able to do everything you need him to do,
Everything.
you
He's
need
good
to
with
tell
everything.
him. You need to tell him, yo, you got all this motherfucking stuff going on. You need to put it to work, homeboy. Like, you need to bring it to him in a place in which is gonna make him feel good.
Right.
Like, yo, my man, you are blessed, and I don't feel like you be using it. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you almost gotta put the battery in his back and have that nigga like, yeah, I'm about to break your ass off tonight. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like put the battery in that nigga back so he feel good about it. And you like almost like you ever gave somebody a compliment to get what you want to get from them?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you gotta do. You gotta.
So I got to compliment him more so I can get it better.
Like, yo, baby, oh my God, like you this and you that. Like, I need that work tonight. Like, I need that. And get that nigga like, yo, baby, I'm gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And then you walk away like this. I got him. I got him.
Got him.
I gassed him.
Got him.
You know what I'm saying? I gassed him up. His battery's in his back. He blew my back out tonight. I'm happy. He feeling good.
Listen, I miss that shit. I miss that shit. Like, I'm like, damn.
Yo, you got sometimes
I got a good man. I got a good man. You don't cheat. You don't go out hanging in the streets. You don't do nothing wrong. Damn, don't fuck it up this way. Don't do it this way.
Like, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
let's get it.
Make him feel good about it, and then you walk away happy. He walk away feeling like he the champ. You walk away like, yo, he the champ, and everybody happy. Everybody
sounds
happy.
good. Sounds good, guys.
All right, mama. Let us call us back next week. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless the nigga leave you, we don't want to hear about
that. Listen, he ain't leaving me.
I know it.
He waited for me for 30 years. He ain't leaving me.
Talk
been
that
wanting to
talk.
date me since I was 12.
Oh shit.
Talk that
Okay
talk,
now.
Melanie.
Okay now.
Talk that talk, Melanie. That's that
You know what I'm
BX
saying?
talk.
But
He
how
ain't
old was
going
That's
he?
that.
nowhere.
You were 12. How old was he?
How old was he? He was 19.
Okay, see that's what I'm talking about. Now I gotta let you go.
Bye.
Later.
You know what I'm saying? You have a couple of extra words. Now you find out this nigga a predator. Oh man. Who else we going with? I feel like we 2 for 2 tonight. As we set the tone. All right.
No.
I feel like Shaquita Artez. Based on her profile picture, she looked like she might have something of substance to say. Now, where is she? What's up, Shaquita?
Oh, Shaquata, hey, how you doing?
Good. Where you calling from?
I'm from Baltimore, but I'm in Virginia right
All
now.
right. Well, how you pronounce your name?
Shaquata.
Shaquita. Okay, Shaquita. What's good? What's the question?
Okay, so I've been dealing with this guy for about 6 or 7 months. Everything good. When we go out, he pay, I pay. So it's not like he's just kicking out money. So I guess as females call it the cash test, I asked him that I needed some brakes done for my car and see if he can help me out. And he said no, because he needed to get his car painted. And I left him alone. So was I wrong for that?
How long was y'all together? Oh, I'm gonna do the show on Prez right now. I gotta ask you a couple questions first. How long has y'all been? How long have y'all been together?
We were dating for like 6, 7 months.
Okay, and what level was the relationship in your opinion? Where were you with the relationship?
I was still undecided, to be honest. Like everything was good. I was still getting to know him. He was getting to know me, but I felt like I really couldn't depend on him.
And when you asked him for the money and he said no, that kind of like validated what your opinion was.
Yeah, and if he would have communicated to me that he didn't have it, cool, understood. But it's not like every time we go out, he kick out, I kick out as well. So I'm like, well, let me see. And he failed. And I fell back.
Okay. Sean, any more questions before you? Because you can go ahead and
No,
start.
I already know where I'm at with it.
All right. Well, I'm here with it. 6, 7 months, you undecided. Now, if you had said to me, Richie, I'm 6, 7 months, and that's my man, and we have that relationship, and that's what it was, then I would probably be like, yo, you said you was fucked up and needed your brake fixed. Brakes is important. You don't want to go fucking driving down, you know what I'm saying? And can't stop. So that's an important part of what's going on. And if the nigga couldn't come, if he couldn't even come to a compromise like, yo, I ain't got the whole 700, but I gave you 5. Or I ain't got the whole 5, but I give you 3. Then I would have been like,
And
yo,
I would have been cool with that, right?
Then I would have said, yo, cut the nigga a break. Like, cut him a break. Like, men don't want to tell you that they broke, but you can read between the lines as far as it go. But under the circumstances, you making it seem like y'all wasn't really there yet. So I don't know if you can really get mad at him because he probably feeling like if y'all wasn't on that level, he like, well, sure, shorty, ask the next nigga, whatever the case may be. So it's a hard question for me. Me, myself, personally, I would have gave you the money if we 7 months in and we having a relationship and we both going Dutch and you pulling your weight and you ain't making me feel like I'm some kind of sugar daddy or something. I have no problems helping you out.
Oh, and another reason why I asked for it, and I also thought brakes was more important than getting a paint job. But prior to me asking him for this, he was trying to find these new Jordans that just came out. That was like $300 or $400. He was looking for these Jordans, but they didn't have them in his size. I forgot to mention that before I asked him. So I felt like, well, damn, you was looking for these Jordans, but you couldn't help me get some brakes.
Yeah. For
Okay.
me, go ahead, Sean.
No, go ahead.
For me, it depends on where y'all at in your relationship, and only you know that. You don't know. I can't. If that man was on the phone, if that man was on live right now, he might have a whole different story. Like, yo, Rich, it wasn't even that serious. She made me feel like I'm some kind of trick or something. Like there's always another side to the story. If you are genuinely saying that y'all was on the same page and y'all was hanging out and y'all was doing what y'all was doing and sexually and y'all was y'all was really, really in it like that and y'all was really, really messing around 6, 7 months, then I'm gonna go out on a limb and 100% trust you on this. Brakes is important. I would have been like, yo, I gotta help you get your brakes fixed. If I care about you, I gotta help you get your brake fixed. Because the one thing I don't want to happen in my life is for me to wake up one day, you call me on the phone and you don't smash somebody in the back at the red light because your brakes went out and I just copped a pair of J's. Like that would fuck with me internally, and I wouldn't be able to really deal with myself if in fact that's the case. So I'm gonna take your word for it. Based on this right here, I'm taking your word for it. I would have gave you the brakes, and if the nigga couldn't find and help you in some kind of way with the brakes, I don't know if you're wrong for letting him go.
Okay.
Okay, Shaquetta.
I feel like Sean has got differences. He got a different opinion right now.
Yeah, because Rich just put a smile on your face. So let me take that smile away from you real quick. You sound crazy. You sleeping with this man for 6-7 months. I'm assuming y'all was sleeping together for at least 6 of the 7 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can sit here and tell us the verdict was out on how you really felt about this man, but you gonna test him and see where he really at with it. I don't give if it's me and Rich are two different people, but we speak from the mind of men, and that's what makes this show so good. I'm not giving you break money. I'll take you out to eat. We could smash. But you could come to me with that break sob story all you want. I'm still watching, and this is just Sean. I'm still watching you close because I don't know you. We ain't there yet. My verdict is still out on you. Women and men have a very different timeline. And I can tell you, for most men, and Rich, I'm so surprised you answered her the way you did, because men are so suspicious of women who ask them for money, because so many women are out here looking at men as marks. They're looking at men as, I'm going to get what I can get out of him quicker than what he can get out of me. So 6-7 months in, and you telling me that the verdict was out on him. How dare you ask me for, you better go ask somebody else for break money, because you ain't even claiming me yet. And as far as I'm concerned, even if I thought it was all good, I'm still watching you so close. I'm still, because unfortunate for good women, and I'm gonna call you a good woman. I don't know you from Adam. For all I know, you are a chick who be, out there sticking dudes up, doing whatever. I don't know who you are.
Can I say something? Say something in my defense? I don't know if this play. First, I'm very independent. And like I said, I was kicking money out on dates. Our first date, I paid for the first shots. He paid for the rounds. So I'm kicking money out.
Bought him breaks?
Say that again?
If he had come to you, would you have bought him breaks? Would you have paid for his breaks?
Yes, I would have. Yes.
Hell no. You just said you don't even know if he was the one. You just said the verdict was still out on him.
Well, yeah, I was still in the process of trying to figure out if I wanted to be with him. And he did mention that he wanted to be with me. So, I mean, I was still trying to figure stuff out.
But you would have bought his breaks.
I wasn't looking for nobody to take care of me. I'm very independent, very.
Yeah, but to me, that don't matter. Because you're very independent up until you needed them breaks. So as far as I'm concerned, you ain't as independent as you think you are. But
it was a test, though. It was a test.
And you failed it. He didn't fail it, because as far as he's concerned, in his head, you one of them. You that same chick. I was just waiting for the shoe to drop. I've been watching you close, and finally you came with your hand out. Now, I was showing you I'm a good dude. I'm showing you that I'm willing to take you out, treat you right. I ain't cheating on you, this, that, and the third. But now you come testing me, and you just played yourself. So as far as you concerned, he failed the test. But to him, you failed the test.
He didn't feel that way, because he told me numerous of times that I was a red female, because most females wouldn't even kick out no money. So.
Wouldn't even kick out no money. What? When you took
Yeah,
him out?
Yeah, when I took him out or our first date, he was surprised in that.
I'm gonna tell you something, and you know, you can believe it. You can believe whatever that nigga telling you. Like the bottom line is he didn't get your breaks, so he answered your question. If he had the money, so one or two things happen here. You just dodged the bullet. He's cheap. He's willing to spend money on frivolous stuff like Jordans, or you just in his head. I'm not saying it's right, but in his head, you just showed me you one of these chicks who I don't want to be with. Because every dude, do you ever watch the Boys Club? Do you watch us week over week?
Not
Or,
weekly, no.
but you've been at this show before.
Yes.
Have you ever heard Rich Dollars himself? He's usually the one going on a rant about women trying to get all they can get out of a man, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. And he's always telling me I'm old. But in this case, Rich, I don't even know what you're talking about because you know any nigga in their right mind would look at her sideways. We've been sleeping together for 7 months and you want
Sean,
what?
I'm off child support, my nigga. Excuse me.
Yeah, because you got a whole different energy right now.
You need breaks. You got breaks. You got breaks. You got breaks.
Nah, but
No, dead ass. I just felt like for me, it was your energy. And I felt like you came in and you was authentic. Like, yo, I've done for this dude. He's done for me. It was to a point where it was like coming to a head where I wanted to try to figure out how much he, like, I would have looked at it like this. Honestly, this is how I look at it. It ain't about taking advantage. If you've shown me, I've said this 100 times on this show. If you've said, if you've shown me that you in it for the right reasons and you don't ask for much and you ask me to give you $700 for some breaks.
at what point, Rich? That's what you're missing. She said 6 months in.
7 months, 7 months.
How many chicks have you been? Hold on, Shaquetta. I want to ask Rich this because Rich is being so like I don't know what being off child support has done to you, but this I'm in here with a whole different nigga. Rich,
you got breaks. You got breaks.
Rich, you know. If this was 1 week ago, you would have been like, hell no. And Shaquetta, I'm gonna just tell you something, and I'm sure I'm getting slammed in the comments. It is what it is, right? But dudes are they're going into these situations with one eye open. There's so many garbage chicks. The same way y'all are like, yo, it's a bunch of dirtbag dudes out here. That's the way men go into these situations, and you have to understand that. They go into these situations and they are vetting you. They are vetting you while they're sleeping with you. They're watching every move. How does she, if you got kids, how does she treat her kids? Does she give her kids, like when I come to her house, is she treating me better than she's treating her kids? Do I got a steak and her kids got what is that? Chicken nuggets. Like, and I only been with her for 2 months. Clearly, she values getting a man more than taking care of her kid. Men are watching because there are a lot of women who think that they're good women and they're not. They out here and they're trying to get a man. They're trying to get a come up. They're trying to get somebody. And I just think, honestly, and this is just Sean, right? I believe in being yourself. I'm not playing those games of testing. I don't do that in relationships. I give 100% me. Like me, don't like me, feel however, and that's what I expect in return. And if I was this dude and you tested me, okay, we're done anyway. So I think Rich, We're gonna have to agree to disagree on this. Maybe I'm just old fashioned and but 7 months in and you can't tell me I'm the one and you gonna ask me for breaks, I'm looking at you sideways. I'm sorry. And I'm telling you no.
Okay.
Okay. I think to me, I mean, I understand what Sean is saying, and I'm 100% on board with that. But I think, like I say, every week, I think situations are different. And if we in a situation where I feel like we 50-50 and you are really in dire need of help, I'm going to give it to you, not because I'm fucking you, because after 7 months, I'm your friend. Like after 7 months of close interaction, I become your friend. And if you need breaks, like you didn't ask me for a bag or a watch or some fucking earrings or something.
Hey, Rich.
Go ahead.
If you turn the camera around, is there a girl in that house?
Nah.
Why? Why?
Why is there not a girl in my house?
Yes, because every chick you meet asks you for something, nigga. Stop fronting on this live. Cut it out. How dare you front on this live? This is the boys club, nigga. Stop it. And you know damn well, the minute she would have asked you for breaks, the minute she would have asked you, you would have looked at her and I got another one. Here's another one. And you know it, Rich.
Even after 6 months, I ain't asked for nothing. 6 months, and I'm kicking out bread too. Golly, jeez.
Okay, both of y'all, you in it together, and I'm not even saying you wrong for asking it. I'm just telling you how a man think. Men are cautious. There's a lot of women out here who are trying to take advantage of men. They look at them as marks. They trying to have a come up. They want a sugar daddy. He don't know what he got. Yes, it's 6 months, but it is what it is. Guess what? 2 women before you pulled the same stunt. Like, nah, I want to know that we got something real before I shell this money out. I'm sorry. I want to know that you are who you say you are before you start asking for stuff. And it's as simple as that.
Okay.
And I know you saying 6 months, 7 months, that sound like a long time, but obviously it ain't long enough for you to have figured out if he is somebody you really want to be with. So why would it be anything different on his end? Because maybe he ain't figured that out if you the one he want to be with either.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can give you any advice or anybody who's listening, I think bringing your most authentic self to the table all day, every day is especially, when you're trying to get to know somebody and you're building. I don't do the tit for tat thing, and I don't do the whole, I'm testing him, because I'm not testing you. Like, we trying to build something real here. And you playing these little games, you testing me. Well, guess what? You just failed, because even if he thought you was the one, now y'all are done. So in his head, you proved him right. So I mean, I don't know. I can't agree with you on this one, Rich.
No, we'll agree to disagree. And I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying. I do. And people are writing shots versus breaks. It's not about shots versus breaks. It's about a relationship, how long, what you have vested with the feeling that the other person's giving you. Like, that, to me, that's what it is. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like there's a certain authenticity in you. Maybe because you're sitting here, you're looking innocent and shit like that. I feel like you did, like, to some degree. I guess what I'm looking for is reciprocate. Like I feel like if the for me, just, and I don't know you, like Sean said, I don't know if you're a can of paint, but it just seems like if you, like, just based on how you come off to me, if somebody asked you for some breaks and that was your dude, you would have did what you could do to help.
It wasn't her dude. Where are you getting this mixed up? She just told you she don't know that he was the one.
Even if he asked, I would have looked out for him. I would have helped him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. It's easy to say that now.
I have
Last
before.
question before I let you go. Are y'all still together? You wrapped them up?
So fast forward 5 years later, he reached back out to me. So now we're talking, hanging back out. So I guess I'm trying to see where it's going.
So do me a favor. Tomorrow, tell that nigga you need breaks. See if he really happy to be back in your good graces.
Okay.
All right, beloved. See you next week.
All right. Thank you.
Later, Shaquetta.
All right.
Oh man, this is
That was a
fun
good
tonight.
question, though. This is fun.
This is fun tonight.
Yeah, we got a whole different Richie in the building tonight, though.
What y'all? I'm in the streets tonight. Drinks on me, you know. All right, let's go with. I feel like Sean. You know a Tanya Hunt? Have we had her in the room before?
Nah, I don't remember that name.
All right, I'm gonna go with Camilla Bogle. Camilla Bogle. I think that's the name. All right, so maybe she's not there. Nope. All right. I'm gonna go with Tanya Hunt. Let's see, Tanya Hunt. Are you in the room, Tanya Hunt? Okay. I'm gonna go with Kelly Wills. Kelly Wills. Uh-oh. What's up, Kelly?
Yeah, I have a question here. Hold on. Oh my God. Hold on. First of all, I love you, Rich. Okay. Anyway, so I was dating this guy for about 3 months. Okay. I got 7 kids, okay? And so he doesn't like that my kids are bad. It just sounds so crazy. Like it's weird. Okay, so I have 6 kids with me. My daughter is like older, so I have my 6 little ones, 6 boys. And so because he feels that I don't have control of my kids, he doesn't want to talk to me no more. We were talking for like 3 months, and he doesn't want to talk to me no more. So what scares a guy about a woman who has multiple kids?
I want to make sure I understand this because it doesn't sound like he's scared about your multiple kids. You just got bad kids.
That's what he said too. Yes, my kids are bad. Yeah, they're bad. Yes, my kids are bad. He says that too. So, but I mean, what am I supposed to do though? Like, we've been together, we did things together. So I don't. So you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got. How old are your children?
Okay, a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, Rich String, a 14-year-old, 12-year-old. They're all 2 years apart. 14-year-old, 12-year-old, 9-year-old, 7-year-old.
Okay. You don't even have to say no more. You have young children. You have very young children.
That doesn't mean that I can't like have a life no more.
Okay,
You know what?
you asked us a specific question, and we're trying to answer you. You gotta get that lighting together over there. Tell us when you're ready.
These kids are being bad.
That's why
Is that your Is that your kids playing with the lights?
That's why the nigga
Is that
That's why you
your
don't talk to me anymore.
that right there is why the nigga don't like you.
I know, right?
Okay? I don't know if this is gonna work.
Yeah,
I know, it's not funny. It's just like, I don't understand why I have so I'm not just trying to be alone. What do I ever have to do? It's a big deal. Big. You know,
Okay.
because I'm with this guy, we had sex multiple times. I did all that stuff to him and stuff. And I feel stupid now because now he's not talking to me anymore.
Okay, you got to talk a little closer to the phone, but I think we heard you. So if you don't mind, let's allow us to give you the answers, okay? All right. So this guy knew you had 7 kids before y'all slept together, obviously, right?
Yeah.
You got to understand, it ain't like it was new to him that you had these 7 kids. I don't know if the reason y'all are not together is because you have 7 kids or exactly what he told you. You just got bad kids. And you have the reason I asked you how old your children were is because from his standpoint, these kids are going to be a part of our relationship. It's not like you said your youngest kid was 14. You said your oldest kid was 14. So that means I got to be committed to you and your 7 young children who are going to be around. So even if he's really into you, you have to respect the fact that you come as a package deal. And even if he thought that, we could do this, now I got to deal with 7 additional personalities. And I don't know, how strict of a mother you are. I don't know how you raise your children. But for him, he's seeing a situation that as long as I'm invested with her, I literally have these 7 bad kids, not 7 kids, but 7 bad kids. And if you are not disciplining these kids, what's he gonna do? Become that stepfather that they hate? He's gonna become a stepfather that is constantly complaining to you about you raising your kids. So it's from his standpoint, it's just better we leave things where it's at. So I know y'all did things, you slept together, and maybe he thought he could do it. Maybe he just ain't meet the kids yet. But I don't think your problem is that you have 7 kids. I think it's just that you have 7 bad kids. So you should take him at his word. And God willing, you get them kids in order before you start dating somebody else. But Rich, go ahead.
Now I'm gonna keep it a buck. Beloved, you got your work cut out for you finding a dude with 7 kids. Because I damn near can't take you in this live right now with that kid yelling in the background. And
I know.
And we ain't even dating. Like 7 is a lot for anybody to accept, especially if self-admittedly your kids are bad. So now you have somebody that has probably grown up a certain kind of way or raised a certain kind of way. He might not be accepting of how tolerant you are of your kids' behavior. You understand what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? Like, if you got kids and like, I can't date a woman if I go to her house and see her kids doing something that I would never allow my kids to do, because I know I can't discipline that kid because it's not my kid. I can't discipline that kid. I can't tell her to sit the fuck down and watch TV or read a book or something. I can't do that. That's not my kid. So I'm gonna take it out on you, which means that I'm not gonna be able to deal with you. I can't talk to you. Even if we go out and it's a great time, or we meet someplace and it's a great time, and you get a sitter or whatever the case may be, in the back of my mind, I know that I'm going to this house with these badass children that I can't even tell nothing to because they're not my kids. So now I'm looking at you side eye like, yo, like my kids will never get away with this, but you let your kids get away with this. So now me and you have conflict. So listen, at the end of the day, all I can say is this. There's somebody for everybody. We keep it real on the boys club, so we ain't gonna sugarcoat it and act like it ain't gonna be a chore. But you got a real chore on your hands right now, finding a nigga who's gonna be tolerant of 7 little crumb snatches. All below 14 is the highest. Like that's a chore, man. Like 3 kids is a lot. Now you talking about 7. You talking about a whole basketball team and 2 subs.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Rich, let me ask you, what'd you say your name is again?
My name is Kelly.
Who?
Kelly.
Kelly. Okay, nice to meet you, Kelly. Um, in your opinion, how are you as a parent? You are your kids bad in your opinion? Do you discipline your kids? Do you have your house in order?
I do this with my kids, but there's this, that's a whole other topic. You know what I'm saying?
The
I do
reason I'm
discipline, but it's a whole other topic. But I'm just worried that I can never like have nobody in my life, so I just gotta be the whole person in my life. But I
no,
don't care.
no,
It's just, you
no,
know what I'm saying?
no, Kelly. That listen, there's somebody out there who will love you and your kids. The reason I'm asking you, how are you as a parent? Are those really bad kids? Is because somebody will date you. If you had 7 good kids, it would be difficult, but it's more likely that if you had 7 well-mannered good kids, you would get a man who would be up for that challenge. So yes, having 7 kids, is it a death sentence to your dating? Hell no. There's men out there who would date you tomorrow. But where your problem is, and why I asked you about you being a parent, is if you are exhausted, you're tired, these kids is running around, your house is dirty, they got the house looking crazy. Right now, you in the bathroom sitting on the toilet because them kids is freaking running around your house and you just trying to get to a quiet place. Imagine how a man would feel when like, yo, all I want to do is just have an intimate moment with me and Kelly, and she can't control these kids. So I think you would have a lot more success if you had good kids. I really do. I don't think your problem is 7 kids. I think your problem is you need to really start parenting these little guys and get that house clean and discipline them, because anybody who coming into your life, you got to understand that they are coming into a situation because they love you. But because they love you, they want to love your kids. But if these kids is all over the place, it's going to be very hard for you to keep a man there. It really is. So I really think you need to do some self-assessment and ask yourself, where are you coming up short raising these kids? Because I think if you had 7 good kids, you probably will have a good shot of getting a man to stick around. I really do.
And let's look at it like this: just from a nascent stage, just from this right here. Sean just said something that was so important. Kelly, you're in the bathroom using the phone because you can't find peace within your home. Like, you got to be in a position where you tell them, I'm on the phone, be quiet, period. Mommy's on the phone. That's it. That's the discipline that these kids need. So when somebody comes over, they're not looking at them like, if I fuck with her, these little motherfuckers gonna have me in jail. That's how I look at it. And I ain't never dated nobody with 7 kids, but I'll go to a girl house right now and she got 2 kids. And if they're 2 bad children and you looking at them little kids like, yo, this little kids is all over the place. They climbing on shit, they breaking shit, they eating and leaving French fries and cereal bowls in the kitchen, in the living room. Like, what the fuck is going on? I almost want to say, who's supposed to clean up behind you? And I catch myself like, Richie, those ain't your kids. But I know Taylor is never going to leave cereal bowls in that, because my kids are disciplined. Ashley would never in a million years be able to walk around the house and Miracle not be like, I'm on the phone. And that should be dead silence. That's what people need to see if you want the relationship with them to go on, because they're going to look at what's going on within your house, and the first thing you're going to say is, long term, I'm not going to be able to deal with this. Now it's not about you no more. You just took yourself, and you're the one that's trying to find happiness. You just took yourself out of the equation because your kids are so misbehaved that this person is looking at them like, that's a reflection of you. So I mean, I
Kelly,
ain't
can
trying
I
to
ask
be
you
hard.
something? Kelly,
Yes.
please tell me you ain't got no dogs. Like, do y'all got
No.
pets? Okay, thank the Lord.
No.
Because if you would have had 7 bad kids and 2, 3 dogs running around that house, I'd have said give it up. Like, don't get. Listen to me. Listen to old man prayers. Please don't get no pets. It's bad enough a dude come up in that house and them kids is not disciplined, but if he got to deal with some barking dogs or some cats and they shedding their fur and the cat litter has not been cleaned in a month, you gonna have a hard time. I'm telling you. So Rich, and I'm gonna leave you on this because we want to get another caller in here. I know you're looking at it like he don't want you because you have 7 kids, and I'm gonna double down on what I've been saying and Rich said. It ain't 7 kids. You will find somebody with 7 kids. You found him. It's your kids are bad, but you would have the same results if you had 2 kids. The same exact results if you had 2 kids and they was bad. If they was undisciplined, they was untrained. Because at the end of the day, you got to remember, we all grown. So we know when we date a woman and she got kids, we know what that comes with. Just like y'all know if you date a man and he got kids, you know what that come with. We're crystal clear on that. But it's got to be some times where y'all can be adults, meaning you can have 2 hours to yourself without people screaming, banging on the door, this, that, and the third. You can be just grown for a minute. It ain't always about being a parent. It's about being a lover. It's about being a friend. And that's why I say you really got to discipline them kids so that they can give you that time. Because right now I'm looking at you and you sitting in that bathroom and I see it on your face, but I don't want you to leave out of here and think to yourself, yo, my 7 kids is a death sentence to my dating life, because it's not. If you have good kids, I think that you're gonna find that a man will stick around. I really do.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree. I think that's important, Sean. I'm glad you said that. I don't want you leaving out of here thinking that, because I'm looking at your facial expression now. I'm feeling bad. But I don't want you to feel like that. I don't want you to feel like we're thinking that we're saying that 7 kids is a death sentence. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is, when you leave this phone call, you go outside and you look at them kids and you say, yo, things are going to change. Y'all are going to show some respect. Y'all are going to be disciplined. Because you self-admittedly, we're not drawing any kind of conclusion. You self-admitted said that you had bad children. You said that. We didn't say that. You said that. So you got to fix that. And like Sean said, that's the best thing he said all night was, you got him. You got that dude until he saw those children. So now you can get another dude, but don't make the same error. So then when he sees those children, he's on the run too. That's what's the death sentence, not the 7, because 7, 2, 3, it's all fucking same in the end of the
It's
day.
all the same.
It's how they are treated. It's how they act. Because I don't want to be someplace where your kids make me feel uncomfortable with their behavior. You ever watch that old Robin Williams shit, the Bebe's Kids? You never seen that before? Robin, what's his name, Press?
Williams.
Not Robin Williams, that's the white guy.
Well, I don't know. Robin, you talking about homework from a house party, but I
Yeah.
forget his name now. Robin somebody, but we know
But
who you're talking
anyway,
about.
he used to have this joke about Bebe's Kids. And he used to always talk about Bebe's Kids. Google Bebe's Kids when you get off the phone, when we get up the line.
She don't even need to do that. She don't even need to do that. What you need to do is when you walk outside that door, make a commitment that from this point on, you're gonna start parenting in a different way. You're gonna start to discipline your kids because they messing with you're still a young woman. And you still have needs, and you still want the companionship of a man. If you discipline them kids, I promise you, you will find another man for sure. And there's a high likelihood that because that man is not getting to you without knowing you got 7 kids. So if you get to the point that y'all are into. He knew what he was in for. He knew it. So he accepted it already. But you also got to remember, he's not the kid's father, and nobody wants to sit around and have to argue with you about your kids. And you know, then it becomes about we can't even be adults. We're parents all the time. We're not lovers. We're not friends. We're 100% in disciplinarian mode all day, every day. So hopefully this helps, girl.
All right, Kev.
Put a smile on your face, Kels. Later.
I hate that. I hate
So
that.
do I. So do I.
I hate that, bro. I hate that. I hate getting somebody on the phone and you want to tell the truth and you want to be honest because that's what we're supposed to do. And that's the only way you can fix shit is if you know it's broken. But at the same time, just looking at that beautiful black queen's face.
Yep. Break your heart.
That shit hurts me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she's trying to hold back tears because we're essentially, you know, it's just a fucked up thing, man. So I guess we'll take one more before we close out. Yes?
Yeah.
All right.
This the last one. It better be good. Whoever he picked, y'all better come in with something good.
There's so
You the
many.
last.
There's so many now. And dudes, Tracy Tuttle. So I'm gonna go with Anissa. I'm gonna go with Anissa Maurice. Anissa Maurice. Damn, Kels. We're sorry, Kels. Hello. Anissa. All right. Well, we're gonna let you go, beloved. All right. We're gonna try K Joy. K Joy. We'll try K Joy, and if that's it, then that's a wrap.
Hi.
What's up, K Joy? Where you calling from? What's your real name?
My real name is Catherine. I'm calling from New Jersey.
What part?
Jersey Shore.
Okay. What's good? What's the question?
So my question is, how come when you're in a relationship and everything is going good, and like maybe like 3 or 4 months later down the line, the sparks that you get in the beginning, like they just fade away? Like how, like what, why do you guys think that happens sometimes or more than some?
You want an honest answer?
Can you ask the question again? I'm sorry, Rich, before you give it an answer.
I wanted to know, when you're in a relationship with, you know, your significant other and things are going great in the beginning and everything is consistent, and like 3 or 4 months later, that stuff just starts to like go away. I just want to know, like, why, how come that always, not always, but how come sometimes that will happen?
Okay, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay, you look so much younger than your actual age.
I'm sorry?
You look so much younger than your actual age.
Oh, yes, I get that all the time. But yes, I'm 29. I'll actually be 30 in July. I was born in 1992. I can show you my ID. But
Now we believe
I'm,
you, but you, grab a seat because you're making us dizzy. So grab a seat because when you're moving, it's making us dizzy. Okay. So Rich, you want to attack that?
Yeah, I'll tackle it. So this is how I feel about that. Relationships are a weird thing. You go into them and you think something is a certain way, and it ends up not being that way, and then that kind of will eliminate the fire. You think somebody is a certain way, that eliminates the fire if they're not who you thought they are. If it was about lust and not love, that also will hinder the relationship from growing, because quite frankly, you hit a couple times and it's not what it was when you started, and you've got what you needed, and it's no longer the infatuation or the lust. So there's a bunch of reasons why. The easy answer for me, beloved, is that it wasn't just that into you. I mean, 3 or 4 months, he just wasn't that into you.
Right.
Not to say that he's right or wrong. I'm just saying that you need to find somebody that you can grow with, that you want to grow with, that you want to build with, and that wants to build with you. Right? And that's getting to know you, and the spark being even more blue than orange at the end. Right? You want that fire to be lit. Like, you don't want this dude to be like, oh, I already smashed a few times and I ain't really feeling it the way I was feeling it before. Like, it ain't really moving me the way it moved me before. Like, you don't want that. You want somebody who...
This doesn't apply to me. I just wanted to generally know, why does that happen? But it doesn't apply to me. I just really wanted to know, like, how come that happens sometimes with relationships?
Well, that's the easy answer for women, men and women alike. Men and women alike. It's the same thing. If a woman like you for reasons that are not genuine reasons that are built to grow on, then they're gonna lose interest. They're gonna lose interest over time. It doesn't take long. You said 3 or 4 months. That's good pussy. 3 or 4 months. You know what I'm saying? That's because usually that's less than that.
Yeah.
So you got to find, like, okay, since this doesn't apply to you specifically, then the answer is you got to find somebody who wants to be with you long term and who wants to grow with you. If they don't want to grow with you, then the flame is going to burn out, because once you're not who they, a couple of times in the bed, then they did that already. A couple of times in this, then they did that already. If you're not who they thought you were, then all that stuff has something to do with it.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a slightly different take on this. You said 3-4 months, so that's one thing. So I'm gonna stick with that timeline. But
It could be shorter. It could be, I was just throwing that, like, just throwing
I
out.
understand. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, in all relationships, I don't care if a relationship is if a couple right now is celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary. Relationships all start off, or they should start off, in that euphoric place, that place where the sun rises and sets on this person. Everything about this person, is right. I'm so into this person. I'm so attracted, this, that, and the third. But over time, I don't care, even in the best relationships, that euphoria, it wears off. You come back down to reality. Now you just dating. I don't care how bad she is or how bad he is. He's just a man and she's just a woman. So now you're seeing all the flaws. You're seeing them as just mere mortals. You got the butt already. The sex, it can still be good, but we did that. Like, it's not as new as it was 7 months ago. So now we have to deal with each other. So I'm saying that to say it's normal. It's normal for that you to come down off that high after a certain time. That's normal. Yeah. But once you come down off that high, you are now making decisions no longer from an emotional place, from a place that is your heart, or a place that is strictly, from this euphoria. You're making it based on facts. And sometimes when you come down off that high, you come to realize there was a lot of red flags that I missed in the beginning that I see right now. Or I don't like this person as much as I thought that I liked them because of X, Y, and Z. And that's why me and Rich always tell everybody, before you get into something, you need to really take your time and lead the way with this as much as this, because a lot of women go into situations and it's all about their heart. It's all about the way they feel about a dude, but they're missing all of them red flags. So now that y'all intimate, you intimate and you're into it. 6-7 months down the road, now I got to deal with this nigga for who he is, and he ain't really, a dude who I even like that, or vice versa. She ain't really a girl that I like that. Her house is dirty. Every time I go over there, it's a ring around the tub. Like that same ring been in that toilet bowl for the last 2 times I came here. When do you clean the toilet? Like all that stuff that you would overlook earlier because you were so into this person, and you was so into the box. Now you starting to see things, and you not willing to give them a pass the way you was 2 months ago. So I would just say it's natural to come down off that high, but that's why it's so important before you get into a situation, at least try to see, is this a person I can be with outside of like, do I just enjoy this person? Are we compatible? Do we have that chemistry? Does it require us trying too hard, to have a conversation? Or is it just fluid? All of that stuff comes into play later, but you should really look for that in the beginning and be willing to say, even if this person is into you, you be willing to say, yo, I'm going to walk. I know they into me, but I just ain't into them like that. So
Okay.
hopefully that helps.
Well, I will say that I am in a great relationship now, but we did start off as friends for a long time. So we took our time with each other and things like that. And, we decided to, be boyfriend and girlfriend. So this doesn't apply to me. I just wanted to know because I do have sisters that wanted to know the same thing. So, okay. But that was great advice. Great advice. Great advice. Thank you
Just
guys.
make sure that toilet bowl is clean though, okay?
Yes, my house. I stay clean in my house.
Good girl, good girl. All
All right,
right,
mama.
you
All
have a
right,
good night.
guys.
4 for 4. What was that? 5 for 5 or 4 for
No,
4?
we did good. We did good this week and
We did
last
good
week.
this week. So
Yeah, I mean,
thank y'all. We're 10:06 right now, so we're about to
yeah,
shut
let's
this down.
kill it. Yeah.
But what I will say is appreciate the support again. But what I will ask y'all to do, because clearly y'all are doing something towards the end of the chat that you were not doing at the beginning. Like we were over 300 and something people for a long time tonight, and I feel it's because y'all don't send the do you want to be a part of the video thing out as early, or maybe people just are getting to it and seeing it later. But the numbers pick up so much later that we almost
really do.
We almost don't want to get off when we get off because we're right now, as we're closing and everybody knows we're leaving and people are logging off, we're still at 250 people. And we were at 350 for a long time. So with that being said, when we log on, y'all just need to, what Wednesdays at 7:30. You know what's coming Wednesday at 7:30. So get your friends and let's make it an adventure. Let's make it all of us together. You get your popcorn, you get your friends. We all sit around. We have these conversations, man. This is what it's all about. You hit that little button, that little camera with the plus sign. You come in the chat. You have your questions. We answer your questions. We can answer the questions for you and your friends. Y'all can make bets. Who's right, who's wrong. Me and Sean will be the tiebreaker. Whatever the case may be. But let's just, Wednesday nights at 7:30, man, let's turn this up. Let's make this shit special. Because we do get a lot of great callers. We get a lot of great people. And this is really a fun time, man. This is the best 2.5 hours of my week. I promise y'all. So, again, thank y'all for supporting the Boys Club. Sean, go ahead. You can close us out.
Do me a favor, guys. We check our DMs. Please follow us at the official the official _ boys club. Follow us there. Send us the DMs with any questions you have. We love addressing them on the show week over week. So if you are shy, if you are not SB, and you do not want to jump into the conversation week over week, and show your face, if you send us your questions, I guarantee you we will respond and we will try to get to them in future shows. So peace and love to y'all, and I'll see y'all next week.
Next week, y'all. Same bad time, same bad channel. All right, Sean.
Later. One.